because Jehovah built it. You can feel the spirit and positive energy. Questions asked comfortably like you're talking with family. Get ready to settle in. Wait for the show to begin. Invite a couple of friends. It's time for Unhinged.
What's really going on?
Introduce to you Get You Home Towing, a family company with the sole purpose to get you home. Whether you need roadside assistance or transport services, we have a flatbed big enough to transport any vehicle to its destination. Our offer to you is our gratitude and great service at a much cheaper price. We are also open to transport through long distances. If you need us, all you have to do is call that number. I'll see you soon.
Hey, y'all. Hey, good evening. You have joined Unhinged Live. Listen, we got a special edition. It's supposed to be R2K, but I'm going to put it out there and put it on recording because I feel like this was a setup for the RK special. Coaches Rhonda and Cash coming at you. We want to welcome you all for joining. Thank you for joining us this evening, right? But you know we got to come right off the cuff with everything that's going on. Thank you, our fearless leader on the backside. She's saying literally, hello from the other side. We gotta love that. We gotta love that. But we're excited for this evening's show. We're driving. Yes, Rhonda and I. Rhonda, we're driving today. So, as always, that means it could be whatever. But we want to welcome all of the folks that are coming through, our replay viewers. We love you all tremendously, and we're super excited to be able to bring you another powerhouse guest, right? And you know, we always try to give you the rundown of the show, but it's going to be a remix because whenever any of us get to drive, you know, we know the format. We professionals over here, I promise you. But we also are very free spirits. And so not only my birthday twin, but twinning in a lot of other areas, my sister Rhonda and I, we're going to have a good time tonight. So I'm excited for that. If you've seen this on your live, if you've caught us on your social media, don't be stingy. Please like and share this broadcast so that somebody else can gather the wonderful nuggets that I just know that we are going to share tonight. But before we get into all of those things, I gotta do the check-in. Whether Tilted is here or not, you know, Royal Rhonda.
Yes.
I got to keep it going, Royal Rhonda. I got to ask the question, how are you doing?
Well, Karen, and I hope we have some ladies in the room. Good night, everyone. All our listeners, all our replay listeners, good night. This is Rhonda coming to you from BB Mind Over Matter. And when you ask that question, you check in. I had a day today. Now, women, if you do maintenance on your car and you understand everything, I give it up to you. You are special. You are one of a kind. But me, I don't want to do that. I don't want to know if the tires need to rotate, the rotors and the brakes need to be done. Look, hubby, take care of that. I just have my husband on call because that's not my thing. So I didn't want to be stressed out because when they send you that list, I don't know, Karen, if you ever saw that list when you go for a simple oil change and they bring you back a diagnostic of everything that needs to be done. That had me a little stressed today because I'm trying to do the box breathing while I'm there waiting for my car. And now I'm like, yes. Lord, pray that this bill is not $1 million. And I'm sitting there trying to play my game, trying to box breathe, trying to get everything done because I am like, this is not my job. I should not be here. So all the ladies that if your husband does all the maintenance on the cars, be blessed. Say thank you, husband. Thank you, boyfriend. Thank you, fiance. I love you because you do this. Because I don't want to do it again. I don't want to do that again.
We have and I'm gonna answer that question, but one, we're in our
Mm-hmm.
sound studio and we got new sounds, and so I thank you for giving me a reason to use this sound, because how do I feel about car maintenance? Listen, we're not here for it. I will do it.
Mm-hmm.
I have done it. My husband and I have an agreement. Because I think if he sees the list that they send me, he'll have other questions. But I love it because I go to a dealership, and not only
Mm-hmm.
do they send me a list, Rhonda, they also include a video. And who doesn't want a
Oh,
video of their car, right? It sounds nice, right? That just means that the list got more zeros at the end. That's what that video means, okay? In the beginning, I thought, oh, this is so wonderful. They're sending me a video so that I could see, well, because how will I know where the gas
exactly.
is and where I don't know
Mhm.
where that stuff is, but I know it's on the video. But that's all I'm gonna say. The video usually equals more dollars as that subtotal gets a bit longer. But today was a good day. I got stuff done, and I'm gonna tell you, Rhonda,
Mhm.
I didn't fuss at the husband about this, but
Okay.
I mentioned, right? Because he likes to wash my car. That's his husband thing. And he, make sure I'm shining. But he doesn't
Yes,
always get my wheels as clean as I would like them. And so for the past couple of times, I was like, well, he washed the car. I should be grateful, right?
got it.
I'm working on that part. Anyway, so I had to tell him, the last couple of times that you had washed my car, my tires were not glistening like the rest of the
It
car,
should.
and then he gave me the reason why and the things that he needed to do. I didn't really care about any of those things. I just wanted to,
Shiny
let him
tires.
know that if you're gonna do it, right, just make sure the wheels are shining. Because I'm not everything has to be pristine and looking like it just drove off the lot. But I blame my father. He's the one. He used to like clean my tires all the time. So now it is a thing for me when I'm like, okay, but my tires,
It's generational.
what's going on with my
Generational.
rims?
You know.
My rims are not glistening here. We want the rims to glisten. So I definitely send all of the thoughts for you. In Look at this. And so we got comments. Jackie is saying, I changed my battery and my tire last month. Listen.
Wait, Jackie went in the car and changed that, or you went to
So
the dealer,
I'm
Jackie?
guessing. Well, I don't know. We gotta ask with Jackie because Jackie is
She's that, she's
Jackie.
that quiet and she got like skills. So if Jackie
We
is
have to
changing
clarify. I
batteries,
agree. I agree. We have to
yes,
clarify. Did you take it to get changed, Jackie, or do we just drop our cars off at your house the next time we're rolling through? Rhonda and I have inquiring minds, and we want. She said she sure did.
wow.
Listen, if you said it, I'm gonna believe it. So if this ain't true, I don't know
That
what to tell you because you said it, Jackie. We believe you. So go to
does she do oil?
555 Main Street.
Yes, yes. Does she do
Somewhere
oil change?
she gonna do your oil change, get your tires
Yes.
right, and what you say, change the battery too. Okay, listen. So y'all know where to go. 555 anywhere USA. Find Jackie and all of the women out there who aspire to be female mechanics. Now we know who to go to. I love it.
Exactly. I am
Look at
taking my
this.
car to Jackie.
Look at this.
Wow.
Did it myself with YouTube. We've been telling y'all for years, YouTube University. Okay. We're not, you know what? We're going to give you a super fan shout out today, Jackie, for being the superwoman that you are out here in the YouTube universe, changing batteries, changing tires. I'm still calling AAA, but at least we know. I guess that's why you always are designated driver, because we know
Yes. She knows what to do.
you got all of the
She
things. The
she
battery.
knows it.
Listen, I love it. I love it. I love it. So listen, we are here for a reason. It got dark on us really quickly today. Now that it's that daylight savings time, or does this mean daylight saving time is over? I'm never sure which end is up
It's
on that,
over. It's
but
over.
it's quite depressing, right? I left my house at
Yes.
like literally 5:15, and by 5:30, it was like it might as well have been midnight because that's the same thing it looked like. But as I was
Exactly.
leaving, the interesting thing, Rhonda, is that I saw the moon was already up. And then I had to just shout out to the moon, like, this your fault. Because you need to take care of all this daylight saving start and ending. If you come up at the right time, we won't see you while the sun is setting, and then maybe everybody won't be confused, whatever it is.
Exactly. We wouldn't have all this seasonal depression because I don't have a window in my office, Karen. And I am glad because that would, like, I'm thinking it's dark outside. It is time to go home. Why are we
Yes,
still here in the office?
that's true.
So I am glad, but I do not like this time at all. I do find that it is depressing. So yes, Mr. Moon, the sun, y'all got to decide what's going on here because we can't have both.
No, but I do agree. We're gonna see how we do. I know from years past, I do this mental thing that I
Yeah,
time um how quickly it gets dark, and it should kind of like get a little bit longer in a couple of weeks. So we got a couple of weeks of dark, 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 and then it should kind of balance
mellow
itself
out.
that we get a little bit extra time. So now you talked about seasonal depression, and we're gonna talk about that. Not right now, but definitely in our what's really going on, because we talk about these things so that you all are in the know in our listening and viewing audience, because we want you to be equipped, right? To
Yep.
have all of the resources that you need to live the fullest life that you can live, right? Now, listen, I'm saying that because we normally say that, but there's also a segue in that, Rhonda, as we're about to welcome our special guest. Because I mentioned that it got dark outside really quickly. That also means that we got folks sitting on the porch, and we want to bring them into the conversation so that we can learn more. Now, before we do that, Emily is out here. Her and her husband is having the homemaker over doing bathroom renovations for themselves. I promise
Wow.
in our home buying process, Emily, I had to tell our realtor no fixer uppers, because I did not feel that my husband and I's relationship were mature enough to go through any type of renovation. I said maybe 2 years from now, we will have matured enough that a renovation of a bathroom, a kitchen, or a walkway will not lead into tears and bloodshed. So we needed everything to be in its proper order. So 2 years from now, we'll see if we take on a project. But till then, everything stays where it is, because we still need to mature on even figuring out what color paint we want on the walls.
I'm
Mm-mm-mm.
with you, Karen. I am so with you. I know fixer uppers when we bought our house 19 years ago. No fixer uppers. I'm not doing that. And every time I watch the home channel, those home channels, and I see
Yes,
people doing all these amazing things, I want a power saw. I want one of those screw things, cha-chung, cha-chung, to do that kind of thing, to put the shelves up. I'm like ready. I'm in Home Depot. I'm looking at everything. And then when I go like,
it's
oh
a
my
trap.
goodness, that's a
It's
lot
a
of
trap.
work.
It's a trap. It's a
It's a
trap. Don't
trap.
do it.
It's a
Don't do
trap.
it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So good for you,
Remember that
Emily.
what they do in 30 minutes on television actually equals
Weeks.
about 6 to 8 weeks of work. So don't get on those home shows and be deceived thinking in 30 minutes you're going to turn around a room or renovate a bathroom. I'm sure Emily could tell you a little bit about the time that took for them to do it. I love it. All right, Rhonda. So we've got a
Yep.
special guest tonight. And I'm going to let you just kind of do a little bit of a pre-introduction, not too much, because I want our guests to be able to introduce themselves. But as I press the button to bring her into the studio, who we got back here in our virtual green room waiting for us, ma'am?
Well, our listeners, I want to introduce you a special guest, and I am so proud of this person. I am so happy to call this amazing woman my sister, none other than Dr. Glenda Niles.
Woo, woo, woo! We are super happy to have you here. Thank you so much for
Welcome.
joining us. Yes, take it away, Rhonda.
Thanks for
Um,
having me.
Well, most of you, well, I would say most of you do not know that I have siblings unless I put it out there because everything is not for social media. Most of my close friends know about my family and my sisters and my brothers. But tonight you're meeting my sister. Like I said before, she is amazing. Um, One for education. She has been in the educational field for a long time. And I just want to bring her on. She's doing all this amazing work. I just wanted to bring her on so that we could get to know her. And you two, the listening guests and the watching guests, can get to ask questions and, get some little tidbits as she's here with us. So I'm going to ask the first question, Glenda,
Yes.
and Karen will come on. Anybody else in the room can put up their questions. So I want you to tell our viewers and our listeners a little, I wouldn't even say a little bit, because there's so much to you. I want you to share some of who you are.
Okay, so let me see. I will start by saying I'm an educator. That is really, um, I think, the underlying thing about me. I like to share information, I like to help others learn. And so I started off, my adult life as a teacher. And I have actually taught at all levels, from the little ones up to university level. But added to that, I, later in life, kind of, I became a life coach, because I saw a need for it. And it came out of, one of my jobs. As yes, I was a principal, and the girls sort of did not like to hear the word counselor.
Mm,
But then I understood that they needed somebody who could help them out of whatever it is they were going through, but it's to help them find their way out. And I decided, maybe they're not the only ones. There are probably plenty of other people and a lot of adults who need that. And then I decided I would become a life coach. So it's still on the same vein of
yes, education.
educating and helping others, um, understand and learn and so on. This time it's just helping them learn properly their behaviors, learn ways to cope, learn ways to maneuver and that sort of thing. So that's me, an educator. Yes, I'm also a mother. I have one daughter. She's almost 26, and yeah, she's a handful. Rhonda knows. But it has been a pleasure seeing her grow into the adult that she is now. She's an entrepreneur, taking care of her own business, growing her business, and so it's been a pleasure, being able to see that. Um, I always loved reading. I always liked to write, which is why I ended up, doing a PhD. But outside of the PhD, one of my friends, we would have met in preschool, Dr. Jackie Evans Phillips. She moved away after we finished secondary school, high school. She moved to the US. And in 2017, we were having this conversation, and she said, "Hi, Donna." And she said to me, "You need to write, Glenda, you need to write." So it was at the time when I was doing the certification in life coaching. And she said, "No, no, 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 you need to write." And that's when I started writing. So my first two bits of writing was done with her. So I have two stories in a compilation that she was doing. And at the time, she was doing work using writing for healing. So she worked with people in different areas, and writing was one way to getting that story out, getting whatever it is that the focus was on, getting the story out was a way to heal. And I that was good. I really enjoyed that. And then I decided, I really do need to continue the writing and continue sharing. So yeah, that's how ended up here.
And I hear a little accent. We know that there's an accent here because I have my accent, you have your accent. Do you want to share
Sure.
where you're from and
Mhm.
where you are right now?
Okay, so if you can see in the background, you see two flags. St. Lucia, where I was born, and I lived until 2005. I lived in St. Lucia. And then I moved to my second home, Barbados. And I'm still here. So I came to Barbados to go to university and eventually just remained. So I live and work here in Barbados now. Yep.
Amazing. Karen, do you have any questions before we move on to other aspects of Glenda's life? You're on
Karen,
mute.
you're
mute.
muted.
Of course. I love what you shared about your education background, but specifically, your time being a principal. Can you talk about how shaping the lives of those um, little humans that were in your care? I don't know what grades
Or
you
grades. Okay.
yeah, what grade. So talk a little bit about that and how that experience has kind of impacted your directive to even like the way that you're writing and who you hope your audience is.
Okay, so I think I will start even before the principal. The principal bit was only like 3 years,
Okay.
but my substantive role as an educator was in St. Lucia at an all girls high school, St. Joseph's Convent. And it was, well, it's my alma mater. So I was a student. I, went off and and I came back as a teacher.
Oh,
And that has really molded me into the type of educator that I
nice.
became. It all girls. It was always challenging dealing with girls, especially in the third year.
Hmm.
That was the time, and for some reason, I always seem to be we call it the class mistress, but I think in the US you'd say the homeroom
Oh,
teacher,
Gotcha.
right,
Uh-huh.
of third formers. So that year, the third year, when they come back, they suddenly feel that they're big,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the changes that have happened, where they now think they can answer back and they become defiant. And then they also dealing with a lot of changes in their bodies and changes in relationships at home among their peers and so on. It is a tough, tough time. And that always seemed to be the group that I was responsible for.
Wow.
And the thing is, I never shied away from it. I
Mm-hmm.
always found ways to help them, to get them through, help them. And again, it was a time where they had to decide, what would I want to do for the future?
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough time for them. And they have all these decisions that they have to make. But that, having dealt with that for so many years, by the time I then moved to Barbados, and this job opportunity came up, and I took it on. It was a small private school. So that's a totally different
Mm.
kind of system that I now had to learn. It was really challenging. We had some issues and so on. But my time dealing with those girls, it was amazing. It really was amazing. Watching them, especially those who gave a lot of trouble, and being able to take them aside and sit them down and try to figure out what is behind this, what really is behind this behavior, and then to help them figure it out, and navigate your issues with the teachers,
Right.
navigate issues with the
Yeah.
mothers. They have issues with at home, and being able to give them a space where they could talk,
Right.
could say how they felt, um, and where I could also try to show them, how important it is to not waste away the time you spend at school. Your education is important. You see people late in life with so many regrets, saying, if I had known, I would have, done this. If I had
Yep.
known, if I had known. And so you try to show them, rather than regret later,
Yep.
focus now. Focus now. You have the opportunity now where you don't have to worry about bills and, adult life and
Yep.
all that comes with that. So you're a child now. Just focus. All you have to focus on is the schoolwork. Just focus on
Yes.
that.
Exactly. And one of my questions for you, I want to keep saying Dr. Niles, Dr. Glenda.
It's fine.
It's something inside me wants to say sis, but since we're on this platform,
Dr.
um, what Dr. Sis?
Love it.
One of the questions that I have for you, coming from a mental health background, and that's my platform.
Hmm.
Did you face any barriers or challenges? I know you did, but I want to know if there was a specific barrier or challenge that you had, and how did you handle that before we move on? How did you handle that? Because you dealt with these young girls in St. Lucia. You came to Barbados, and you're in a whole new environment, and it's so different. You have two different ways of trying to teach these young girls.
Hmm.
And how did you yourself, you're dealing with all the problems, you're dealing with all the parents and grandparents and everybody coming at you. How did you pull yourself away from everything that was going on to focus on you?
I will say to you that it was extremely difficult. Really, really, really hard. Those 3 years were, I think, some of my toughest, mentally.
Mm.
Yeah, they were. it really was not easy. I tried to do little things. So I would try to get to work long before everybody else. So I'm at work almost an hour or two before everybody else. So it's quiet. And I get a chance to just do the things that I need to do before the busy day starts. Because once the day starts, I am
Correct.
pulled in all directions, right? Then I would try again on the afternoon. But then what started to happen is that I am now spending 12 hours at
More
work
hours.
because I'm getting to work 6:30 and I'm not leaving until
Too
like
late.
6:30 as well.
Yeah.
So, almost 12 hours I'm there every day, Monday to Friday. And I realized that that was not sustainable.
Yeah.
It really was not. It was taking a toll on me mentally. Um, physically, it was taking a toll on me. And my doctor started to warn me about, it just was not a good space to be in.
Yeah.
And so I started making my weekends more meaningful. So the weekend was not just about doing laundry and cleaning and, you know, going to the supermarket or whatever. At the time, I had my goddaughter. She was little thing. She was a baby, and I would have the mother, bring her over. So she would spend the Saturday with us, and that was just something different, something that took your mind completely away
Right.
from everything. So doing that sort of thing helped. Getting to go for a drive, just to get out of the house, kind of thing. I would try to do that. But the Monday to Friday, it was yeah, it was exhausting. So by the third year, in fact, by the second year, I was ready to leave, and then stayed another year. But I nah, it
Yes. So I'm glad that you took that time and the advice from your doctor to really focus on you.
mhm,
And you did some mindfulness,
yeah.
and you also use family time to also take your mind and change it from, okay, I'm doing all this schoolwork, I'm doing all this, putting in all this time, I'm investing all this time into teaching and managing a whole bunch of teachers and everybody in the school. But what about you? You
Yeah.
had to invest that time back into yourself. And Karen, do you have any questions before we move on to unleashing this purpose that we all have?
I'm excited about unleashing your purpose. So yes, I'm good. Thank you.
So, Glenda, as I'm surrounded by authors, and
Mhm.
it's amazing because I feel like when we're in a circle of people that are like-minded like us, um, things happen, growth happens, purpose happens. Because before, you didn't want to write a book. Nobody wants to write a book. Who wants to write a book? You finish school, and I'm not doing that again. I'm done. And to have that that drive or that motivation
Yes.
for you to go like, okay, I am going to write a book. You've done papers. I've read some of your papers.
Mhm.
You've done pieces. So here we are. Glenda stepped out and have a book. What made you decide first writing this book and the title of this book?
Okay, so two things. A couple years ago, I did a reflective journal. So
Yeah.
that was kind of the first part of it. And how it started especially, and it really, got big during COVID.
Yes.
Um, I started doing more posts on social media. So I would, do these, um, these little things, a nice quote,
Yes.
kind of thing. And I felt, and the day I didn't post, somebody would message and say, um, I,
Oh,
I didn't get your post today. And I'm like, oh, okay, people are waiting, you know. So I kept doing this and it was so I was doing it and posting every day. Listen, social media posting is
it's
I see
work.
I see why people hire others to do it for them.
True, true.
It is tough. It can be exhausting. And then I decided, I said, but I've done the post. I posted on Facebook and Instagram, WhatsApp sharing, in my groups and my friends on WhatsApp. But what happens after that?
Right.
So what I did was to select from them and put it together and use the quotes as the prompt for
Hmm.
journal writing. So that first little bit, I said, okay, that was good. And then I said, it's still not enough. I think there are too many of us who are just going through life. We're not living, we're existing
Yeah.
because, yeah, life happens and we push aside things we really, really want to do. And, so it becomes forgotten. And then we're just going through the motions. 9 to 5, you work, you come home, you eat, you bathe, you go to sleep, you get up, and the cycle continues. And you barely have any time on a Saturday or a Sunday to do anything but prepare for the next week. And we're just going through life like this. And I said to
Exactly.
myself, there has to be more. There has to be more. I have been doing a lot. So yes, my teaching, my lecturing is part time on campus. But again, with the helping others, I started to edit. It's a way of helping, and my way is helping university students with their papers and get them to write better. Oh my goodness, you need to you're at another level now. There has to be a difference in your writing and how you research and how you put your work out there and so on. It has to say something about you. So I started editing. So I started doing it to help, just to help others, and turned it into a business. Okay. The life coaching, again, my thing was always the one to be the listener. I would listen. If people need to
Yes.
talk, I'm the one they come and talk to and help people. And I was like, oh, it's a business.
The entrepreneur mindset. Yes.
Yeah, because and I think that is what some of us don't realize. There are parts of us that is deep down when we think about it. This is my strength. This is my talent. This is what makes me unique. This is what makes me different.
Yes.
This is what I have to share with the world. It doesn't have to be anything massive. It doesn't have to be grand. As small as it is, if you tap into it, you realize that you're tapping into your real purpose in this life. That job that you're going to, you need it to pay the bills, no problem.
Yes.
But it should not stop you from still exploring what you really love, what really brings you joy. It shouldn't stop you.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's what this book is supposed to do. Help you help you realize that there is something in you that's worth exploring. Not everything has to become a business.
Right.
you know, your whatever it is, it can simply be to share, just to share with others. That's fine, you know. It doesn't have to turn into a business. But the point is, we are living unfulfilled lives. We are existing. And the way to get that fulfillment and feel this joy that life is more than just what's happening
Living.
now, right?
Yeah.
Is to figure out, what is it about me that I can share? What is it that's unique? What is it that I can do that perhaps nobody else can? Because
Yes.
even if they do it, they're not going to do it the same way that you are doing it,
Mhm.
you know.
Exactly.
So
I know.
what is it I can do that when I do it, there's a smile on my face, I feel good, you know, because I feel like, yes, I'm doing something more, doing something more. And that's really what it is, unleashing the purpose, identifying it, and then working towards unleashing it, you know, getting it out there. Yes.
Getting it out.
I feel a cake may coming on, Rhonda, because I love, Dr. Glenda, how you are emphasizing the living part, the getting it done part, and so being able to encourage, just, all of our listeners and viewers, right, to understand that they don't have to do it alone, that
That's
they can, have a, whether it's a virtual partner, a partner through the authorship of this book. And I just love that portion of it. So one of the things that, as you were talking, and we wanted to talk about the general questions of, who do you expect to be impacted by this? And I do feel like your conversation has, kind of answered that question. But
Yeah.
as Rhonda mentioned, us being a group of authors, we know that authorship, is a journey in itself. And so many different things come out of that. I wonder if you could talk, about your journey in you writing this book. How has your own journey of purpose, either elevated or shifted or changed, through the process of you writing the book? And now that the book is out, being on the other side of that, can you talk to us a little bit about that journey?
okay. So, you know, when I came up with the title, and said, you know, this is what I want people to be able to do, because it's what I want to do. You know, if you ask me, so yes, I'm an educator. And when people tell me, so what would you really, you know, if you had to choose something that you really want to do for the rest of your life, what would it be? And, you know, I say things like training. Okay. I find so much joy in doing webinars or workshops, face to face workshops with people, and in a variety of areas. But when I do it, and that interaction, that seeing people's faces light up, I'm sharing information that may not necessarily be new to them, but they're seeing it in a different light.
Mm.
And then giving them a way to use it
Mm.
in their lives. So again, I wrote with that in mind. It took me a while to complete the book, because for me, I have to be in the right frame of mind
Yes.
for the lines to start to flow. I
Mhm.
have to be in the right frame of mind. Um, so there are nights I go to bed and the book is on my mind, and I say, yeah, I have an example in my head of, something I want to put into that chapter that I'm working on, and I wake up and I know I'm working on that chapter today. And I carve out my time and I say, even if I say it's only 2 hours I have to put towards it, in those 2 hours, I'm devoted to that. I let it, come out, whatever. And then the next day I come back to it. I go over and read, because now to make sure, let's see if that really makes sense. Let's see if it's flowing. Let's see if it, let's see how I can move on. What next section do I need to add here, and whatever. Should I add some more stuff?
Yeah.
Can I do that part? So I don't wait until the end. We all have our different ways of doing things. I do my
Yes.
little by little. As I write me, a section sometimes, I let it sleep. I get back to it another day. Sometimes it's a week, 2 weeks later, pull it up, read it, and I see if I still feel the same way,
Mm-hmm.
if it and fix, do what I have to do, and then move on. So that's how I, got the book done. Um, in terms of me and again my purpose. So, in my head, I have plans for this book. I already have the title of the next one.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I already have the title
Yes.
of the next one. Um, and I think my focus has been on women,
Yeah.
especially women in my age group. I'm over 50.
Yes.
And, when I listen to women this age, we're experiencing the same things.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's a struggle for a lot of us. And I think being able to give women tools, because that's what it is, it's a tool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
So
tool.
just being able to give women, and it's not that I'm ignoring the men, because the men can benefit from this too, yes. But
Yes.
I think having worked with girls, for so many years, I know the struggles that they go through. I know how difficult it can be. And so for me, being able to share some of what I've been through, how I've managed it, and not saying it'll work for you, but just letting you know that, yeah, other people have found ways to manage too,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Got it.
Um, so it's just, if it can help,
And
that's it.
that's what we need, right? We actually need toolkits, resources, to help us, because I will say that us as Caribbean women, and women on the whole, we struggle with a lot of things daily, and we grew up with parents that, I wouldn't say they didn't share, but maybe they themselves didn't understand what they were struggling with. And we pass it on for generations and generations. We carry a
Yes.
lot of um struggles and heartaches and pain, and
Trauma.
and trauma. We just struggle in silence, and
Yes.
not having ways to help us to realize what we're going through is normal. There's nothing wrong with it. It is normal because of what we've been through. So I think by providing these tools, like you said, and leave behind for generations to follow, male or female, is positive. It is very, and I think that's what motivates you, if I can say that.
Yeah.
That's what motivates you, because we didn't have them. So now that we're providing them, sharing, we share it out. We share it so people can see. you can heal. You don't have to sit in a corner and go like, my life, what am I doing with my life? You don't have to question that. There's a book that's going to help you
Love it.
find what you can do with your life. So I commend you on really putting together this book and the work that you put into it. Amazing. And I said, I thank you. I thank you for really putting something out there that we all can benefit from it. And one of the things I wanted to really ask you as well is you said that you're motivated because now you're thinking about the other book. What advice would you give to a young writer or even a writer in your age group to motivate them? Because at this age now we have perimenopause, we have menopause, we have every type of pause. We can't eat this, we can't eat that.
Just
So
pause.
we are just on
The
pause.
body's
So
changing. Everything. Yeah.
yeah. So what piece of advice would you give us um to help us to like get back on that journey to writing? I know it starts with journaling because we write short stories. We do this in the Caribbean. Here, when I was going to school, they said it was journaling. I was like, poetry. You're writing poetry. You're writing this. You're writing that. So, what advice would you give someone who is struggling and just need that little bit of motivation?
Yeah, I think what happens, and Donna has asked a question there, asking me, when did I utter the statement,
Ah,
that I
yes.
am an author? Um, it happened when that first story I wrote with Dr. Jackie Evans Phillips. She kept saying, authors, you're authors, you're all authors. And
Mm,
we had to say, yes, I'm an author. I am an author. But believe it or not, even I think I was an author long before that. But again, I never saw it
sorry.
as being an author, right? Um, and I think what happens, we judge
Yeah,
ourselves and we think
partially.
that we need to be like somebody else,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And and I see that if it is you don't have to be able to write a book with chapters.
Mm.
If the words coming out can only be put in lines,
Mm,
just put it. The important thing is putting it down. Let it come out, because we hold that's a problem. We hold everything in,
yes.
again, as women, and especially as Caribbean women.
Mm-hmm.
We hold everything in, whatever it is we're going through. That's okay. I have I remember dealing with a client, and I was talking to her about, journaling, because she had a problem expressing herself and so on. And she says, but I hate to write.
Mm,
Now, school does that to a lot of us,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Because writing is for marks.
Yes.
And then you get marked, and your marks are low, so it means you're not a good writer.
Mhm.
So writing is not. But you know what she started? She's young, and she started using voice notes.
Good stuff.
Oh, nice.
Voice notes. And after working with her for about a year, she said to me, one day, she started playing the old voice notes.
Mm,
And she said, wow, I have really come a long way, because I can hear what it is that I was going through then. And as I listened and listened, and I realized, oh, I've been using the tools, and I'm getting better.
Yes.
And she was able to then track her progress. I said it's a form of journaling.
Yeah. And talk
Form
therapy.
of
Talk
journaling.
therapy. She's talking out.
She's
She's
talking
speaking
out,
out. Talk therapy. That's
right?
one of the ways.
And
Mhm.
that's
Yep.
what writing is. Writing is very therapeutic. If you take away the um, what people will think when they read it,
Stigmas. Take those
take
stigmas
that
away.
away. Take that
Yeah.
away. Take it away.
Mm.
However it comes out, write it. Put it down.
Amen. Amen.
You can
Amen. I
deal with
say
an
amen to
editor.
that.
You can deal with an editor later to get it fixed.
Yep,
But
there you
however
go.
it comes out of you, put it out.
Yes.
Nice.
You have anything else to add, Karen?
I appreciate just the nuggets that you were sharing because I think in this season, and Rhonda, you'll also appreciate this. We've got so many stories and how important it is. And here in the United States, we are seeing a lot of our written history be disputed and different opinions about it. But just thinking about the writing portion of making sure that we are able to tell our story. So I really do appreciate the correlation that you mentioned there in reference to a lot of us, right, have disqualified
Yep.
ourselves because our
Yep.
writing didn't pass whatever grade it was. And we attribute that to say, like, well, I'm not a good
I'm
writer,
not a
so
good writer.
I don't like writing. Or is it, I just don't like rejection, right? Can we just put it out there?
Right.
I don't like
Rejection.
that
Yes.
they put all those red marks on my writing. That's what I really don't like. It's not
Yeah.
the writing piece of it. And so being able to find ways to ignite or reignite folks' passion for sharing and storytelling and just the chronicles that come from us either journaling or just pinning down, like you mentioned, the voice notes and other examples. I wonder if you could share with our audience what ways, and I know we talked about voice notes, but what ways would you try to give words of encouragement to motivate those folks to move past like they're right now or what they think they don't love to being able to develop a new passion in writing?
Um, you see, I think self-awareness is really important. So you
Yeah.
need to understand you.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly is blocking you?
Yep.
You said it's not the writing that you don't like, but it's the rejection. Those red marks. Oh my goodness,
Triggers.
that's a trigger for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So it is again that change in mindset. See those red marks as ways to improve.
Beautiful.
So it wasn't that it's not telling you not good, but let's improve on this part. Let's improve here. So if we can just turn it around, just find a way to see the other side. Okay. Um, yeah, that's
Beautiful. Beautiful. I appreciate that. And hopefully, that just inspires folks who we all have wonderful stories, right? And I
we
love
all
that
do.
the
Yep.
way that you have kind of structured the presentation for the book. It is, not just because some people, whether younger or even we call ourselves queenagers, Dr. Glenda,
Yes, yeah, we
or,
are.
or queenagers, right? Sometimes people don't know what their purpose is, but we
Yeah.
do all know that we want to live a fulfilled life, right?
Life.
And so,
Yes.
Yeah.
kind of focusing on that. What's the journey? We are not the same version of the person that we were yesterday and today. Hope for
Mhm.
improvements, or at least to highlight some areas for future
Definitely.
improvement. And so
Yep.
I love the entire premise of the book. And am I right that this is a brand new baby for you for the book?
Yes,
Look at her
yes.
smile. Look at her smile.
I love it. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it because there's something about that newness and that excitement, right, that comes with it, and you're hopeful for it. And I think you definitely work really hard to hit the mark. Or how do we motivate people? How do we move them from just thinking about things, right? Because I think for a
Yes.
lot of creatives, specifically and writers, we do focus a lot on like what are the dreams? What do we want it to be?
Yeah.
Then there's sometimes those who get stuck in the all right, so how do I make this happen, right?
How do I make it happen? And that was important for me. It wasn't just telling people, oh, you should live your, unleash your purpose and live a purposeful
Yeah.
life and what, but it's the how. How
How?
do I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do I first identify what my purpose is?
Hmm.
How do I, figure it out?
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know how do I deal with the challenges that are going to that I will have to face, because there are always challenges.
Oh,
Hmm.
yes.
know?
Oh,
So
yeah.
how do I deal with the challenges? And then, how do I actually do it now? How do I take action? What are the steps I need to follow?
I love it.
You
I
know?
love it. That's very special and I know very impactful for our um, listeners. And we're already excited for book two, but we got to dig into book one
Dig
right
into
now.
book one
Got
first.
to
Dig into
dig
book
into
one
book one.
first. And
Yes. Reframe
I
the
just want
brain.
to let the listeners know that the version that's currently available is the
Yes.
Kindle version, and I will let you guys know when the paperback version will be available, because I know there are
Awesome.
people who want to have a book in their hand.
They want to
So
write.
those people who don't
Smell the
read on
pages.
Kindle,
Smell the
they want
pages.
to turn to
Highlight.
it and they want to
Note.
write, put notes and so on. And I'll say one thing about this book. It's not just you reading. No, there are questions
Hmm.
to help you reflect. So as you read, you're reading this information to make sure that it's not just, you know, the questions come to help you reflect on what it is you've read before you move on.
Love it.
Good.
And I've found that doing it this way, the book becomes a conversation
Mm.
with the
Yes.
reader. So you're reading, but then you get, and it's something you read, and then the question comes, and you can answer it aloud if you want.
Exactly.
You can answer it, or you can use your journal and write.
Hmm.
So you can, the book is, it's more than just
I
sit and
love
read,
that.
or lie down, read and fall asleep. So the idea is that you take in what you're reading and you interact with what you're reading.
I love
Nice.
that so much. And appreciate that. I don't know. Any questions you had, any additional questions you had, Rhonda?
Well, Dr. Sis, Dr. Glenda, Dr. Niles, every doctor. Um,
I'm loving it.
you are doing so much. And what I mean by so much, you're still in education, you're still you're coaching, you're mentoring, you're doing it all. How do you, I would even say how, because I know you find time to have fun. But what do you do for fun? What are the hobbies? I know some of them, but I'm not going to share it. I want you to tell the listeners what do you do to have fun? Because Doctor, Dr. Glenda does some stuff. So
All
let
right
us hear.
now.
So what do I do to have fun? Somebody not too
Yes,
long ago said, "Oh boy, you're always busy," and it's
exactly.
like, kind of, but fun.
Mhm.
So I love to sing.
Awesome.
And when I came to Barbados in 2005, I joined the university choir. I'm still a member, and I look forward to our Friday evening rehearsals.
Love
I
it.
mean, we have fun, we really have fun. we're learning music and we're learning all types of music. But in between there, oh my goodness, the jokes and it's just a fun time. So that's my end of week. Let everything go. That's my Friday evening.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
yeah, and on a weekend, I find, well, if it's one thing about me, I love naps. I love naps. I've always loved to nap. I love to nap. So my weekends, oh, I take my naps.
There are necessary adult peace
Oh,
sessions.
I love my naps.
Love
And
it.
So yeah, if I'm not maybe hanging out with friends or spending time with friends or whatever, I'm at home probably watching Food Network,
Love it.
the cooking shows or HGTV, imagining how I would decorate, and
wait a minute, wait a minute.
30 minutes
Before
or
you
less.
came on, Dr. Niles, before you came on, we had a discussion about do it yourself, m- uh, what it was, mechanics or building
Yes.
things or
Yes.
fixing things. Now you're telling me that you're one of those people that will get nails and a hammer
yes, I
and
do.
wood
Yep,
and build something.
yep. I have my hammer and my different size screwdrivers and different size screws and yeah, tape measure and
Mm-hmm.
yep. I
Oh,
as
all
long
right.
as once I can do it myself, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
I love it.
I haven't
So
built anything, but yep,
you'll do it.
put up
And
I had to put up curtain rods where there were none.
okay.
And I had asked somebody to do it. Week went by, and then
Hmm.
2 weeks, and I did it myself.
There's the motivator.
Figured it out.
Yes, it
I
has to
figured
be
it out.
done.
Got it
And
done.
and I'm
So
gonna I
ladies,
like
no, we
that.
shouldn't be afraid. We shouldn't be afraid to try.
Mm-mm, I
We
like
shouldn't
that.
be afraid to try. So
And I'm going to share with the listeners one of the times we spent together. And well, there's a couple of times we spent together. When I come home, my sister always finds me. We go out, we hang out. But one of the memories that I have with my sister, because now you're not Glenda Niles, you're not Dr. Glenda Niles anymore. You're my sister now. We're gonna talk on a personal level on this part.
Beautiful. Let's go.
We we went to Zumba one night. She came to visit me here in New Jersey, and we went to Zumba one night. I feeling like I'm bringing my sister. We're working now. We did a good workout. She
it
had a
was a
good
great
time.
workout.
Good workout. I got in the car. My sister says to me, where's the ice cream place? I was like, what? Do I need a protein shake?
Nope,
She was
ice
like,
cream.
no, I need ice cream. I was like, are you hot? She wanted ice cream. Now, the problem with that is that I love ice cream too, but we just worked out. Had
I
a good workout.
mean,
All the
zero
calories,
calories.
all the
Zero.
calories that just left, we just don't put them back
Put
in.
them right
So we
back
said
in.
no. We went to get ice cream. We
I
went to
wanted
get
ice
ice
cream.
cream. Karen, we went to get ice cream.
Yep.
I'm on Dr. Sissy's side because if you work
Hey.
out first, those calories are zeroed out before you even get to the spot. So, can we talk about workout calorie math? That's what that is. Okay, workout calorie math. If you work out to begin with, everything you eat after is zeroed out. So, yeah,
That was, I
Yeah.
was like, oh my God. I said, is she for real? And
Ice
she
cream.
she was enjoying that ice cream. Like that was the last ice cream she was
Mhm.
going to ever eat in her life. And I was like, we just went to Zumba.
Yep.
And here we are. So that always stays with me. Like when I think of things that,
Let
we
that
did a lot of fun things that we've done in
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in our lifetime, but that was one of the most because I couldn't stop laughing. And I had to look at her like, was she really serious? And just to see her eating it, I was like, you know what? Life is so short. But yeah, here we are. Let's eat
There
ice
we
cream.
go.
Yeah,
eat.
let's eat
What's with
ice
ice
cream.
cream?
Yeah. So on
Yeah.
that note, is there anything else you'd like to share with us? Now we go back to you, Dr. Niles. I just
I
had to
just
share
wanted
that little
to,
bit.
I really want to encourage people, get the book.
Yes.
That's one. Go on Amazon and you can type in my name, it will come up. You can type in the title, it will come up. But get the book
Yeah.
and use it.
Yes.
Use it. Take your time going through it. You don't have to rush it. Just take your time going through it, and you can decide to deal with each chapter, each section, just one little piece. You'll say, "Oh gosh, I don't have time to read," but you just take 5 minutes and you read one section, reflect on the questions that come at the end, and yeah, that might be it for the day. But that in itself, will be, more than enough. So yeah.
Unleashing your purpose, a journey to
Yeah.
live a fulfilling life. We are so pleased to have you, Dr. Glenda Niles. So, can you tell us where folks, or how can folks connect with you? How can they get in contact with you if they want to be watchers to know what it is that you're doing?
Um, on Instagram, my the business page is called Mark of Excellence. Okay, that's the business page, Mark of Excellence. So it's there on Instagram, and I will post on Instagram. Mark of Excellence. I also have a Mark of Excellence page on Facebook. So there I will also, post once the book, the paperback is released. I will
Mm-hmm.
post the information here. I will share with Rhonda, and
Awesome.
then Rhonda can share with you guys, your you know viewers, and yeah.
We appreciate it. Well, we are so
Yeah.
appreciative of the time that you were able to share with us today, and totally up to you because we got another segment about to go on. It's our what's really going on. We're still going to get into it, and you're welcome to stay along with us. But if you
Sure.
did need to jump off, we got a few more minutes in the ride. We thank our replay viewers. We thank those who have joined us now. We got to just say a thank you to a couple of people in the comment sections. We already have had said a big hello to Nikita from where Tilted from wherever you are.
Yeah.
Jackie, thanks for joining in. Emily, thanks for the comments, as well as I think you were mentioning Donna from at Pin Caribbean. So
Yes.
thank you so much for joining us. We've got is it Delreen?
Delreen, yes.
Saying hello to you earlier, and then Vern, Pam, thanks so much, and a couple of others. So we thank you all for joining us this evening, for hearing these nuggets and some wisdom that we can use, right? The wisdom
Yeah.
that we can use from Dr. Glenda. And so we're super excited about that. So listen, we're about to get into, because we got a couple of things, because some things have really been going on. What's really going on? What's really going
And
on?
on and on and on and on and on and on.
Hey,
Hey.
listen. So we normally would give you a music segment, but I think we had a lot of music this week. So if you didn't join us on Sunday, we were here with an album listening party for a new artist from one of our tribe family members, Rashim Kilo Pugh, who is already a Grammy award winning songwriter, and he had a new project that he wanted to introduce. And I love the not just the title, but the vibe of all of the music that we were able to share. And so if you haven't, you can go ahead and see that on our YouTube channels and our Facebook pages as well. Aja Fire is the artist name, and the project is called Divine Medicine. And so really some of that, just kind of reflective type music. So I think a good segmentation of when you are going to be in a reflective moment, when you get your unleashing your purpose, go ahead and put some reflective music on that kind of centers you and brings you back into those places to think about where you are and where you've been. But I love that because that's what's really been going on. Expansion, Rhonda, is what we've been working on for in so many different ways. And so expansion for the reach for the tribe, we love it. I mean, I'm super excited that we get to connect with our Barbados family, that we get to connect with our Caribbean family, and allow so many different people to be introduced to the ride. So all of this, I always think that that's just like a big portion of reminding us how huge the world is, right? A lot of times, and we see a few things that are going on, maybe in your city, maybe in your town, and you're thinking like, yeah, okay, like this is what's taking up the world, and it is not, because the world is bigger than that. So Rhonda, you got to tell me. We got two things that's supposed to be coming up sometime soon. We hearing about these presidential stipends that's supposed to be hitting some of these mailboxes. And are the people really gonna be able to shop with their EBT cards? That's what I really want to know.
We know that it's tied up right now in that court case. We know that it was the pause and then the court case. So it's just left to be seen every day, Karen, because you don't know what's going to happen. Last week, everybody was up in ears because no EBT. And then we had social media lighting a fire with the reason why people shouldn't have EBT cards anymore. And it is just heartbreaking because, yes, the system needs to be revamped. Yes, it's been a system that's been going for generations and generations, and I understand that, but it is still needed. You can't cut it off entirely. It is still needed in some format or the other. We have elderly, we have disabled people. We also have people that are unable to work at a specific time in their life. Maybe they lost their job or because of some medical issue. It should be there as a way to get them through whatever they're going through. But to actually pause it, it wasn't really something that they should have done in that manner. I really thought there was going to be chaos in the supermarkets, but no, there wasn't.
You know what I'm grateful for? I'm grateful that not everybody, but there are some of us who understand the power of community, right?
Yes.
And for those of us, like I'm also appreciative of the faith-based organizations and churches that have been out here saying, we're gonna feed y'all.
Yes.
I get the whole point of if you have an EBT card, but for so many people that have lost jobs and the EBT situation, there are certain people who can't feed their families and they never had an application going in, right? So because of where it is, a lot of those people are still considered employed. No income coming into their homes, but they're still considered employed. And so I'm just grateful to see how many of our area churches, how many of our faith-based organizations, and just civilly humane folks coming through and sharing opportunities to share food. I'm down here in North Carolina, and so a lot of the farmers markets are just like, come through. If the what
Yes.
else? Like present something, come through. And then we've got one of the churches that we attend. They are doing kind of a local food distribution, right? Take the food
Yeah.
home, whatever you want to do with it. But I love the biggest thing that always just raises my eyebrow just a little, right? Is when people show that they don't know the history of
Yes.
food stamps, right? Of the SNAP programs and where it came from and how long it's been in existence. And it did start with us. So all these commercials for people who think they stopping food at our homes for folks who look like us, you not. Okay. It's more of the predominantly white households that are
Yes.
the recipients of this funding. So even though they
Yeah.
thought they was doing one thing, it's like literally you taking your own out with friendly fire. And you know what? A question came up, and it was something that was debatable. One of my husband's friends, and the question that came up was, I think specifically to it, like it
Hmm.
was to Black women in the sense of
Okay.
would will you still remain dependent? So it's sort of like if you receive SNAP benefits, are you truly independent? And you know, so that to me is a controversial question, right? Because
Yes, it is.
we all are in need of some assistance at some point. But I think
Exactly.
the thing that came out of that is one of the thoughts of how can we create self-sustaining systems, right? That does not require complete dependency on it. So going back to, you know, I don't know if it's a proverb or whatnot, but it's like you could give a man fish and he'll be hungry the
Right.
next day. Teach him
Become.
how to fish, right? Teach them
Yes.
how to garden. No, well, we're not going to shoot no food, so you know we still gonna need. If you're not vegan, you're still gonna need
Yeah.
some protein, one way or another. But you know, when we have these conversations, I just always find it so interesting how I think the lack of empathy
Yes.
shows up
Yeah.
in people
Yes.
comment in these comment streets. So yeah, that's always a interesting thing for me. Your
And Karen,
comment, yeah,
I will say to that because I am on some community groups and I see in the comments a lot of times where, again, education, it just takes a little Google search for you to read and understand what the SNAP program is and realize I worked in social services for 7 years and I was a case manager. So I come with the experience knowing that everybody can't afford there's a certain section of our population that work hourly. We all work hourly if you look at it, but we get salaries.
right,
If they don't go to work, they don't get paid.
yes,
We have sick days, we have vacation, we have personal, we have PTO, we can like bank that. They don't have those banking hours or days or times. So if you really think of it, if they don't work, they don't get paid. If a family member gets sick, child, most of them have children. So if your child is sick and you can't go to work, yes, your paycheck is going to be dark. You still have to pay the rent. And everybody say, "Oh, pull yourself up by your bootstraps." Yes, they are pulling themselves. They're working. They are working, but because of everything increasing, they can't afford food. At least the amount of food that they need for their families. And I
yes,
tell people, I used to say to my coworkers, "You are just one paycheck away from being homeless,
that part.
one paycheck away." So don't you ever look down on those people who need a little assistance. And I do agree, yes, we do have to revamp the program because it should not be a program where people are 40 years on SNAP benefits. Unless you're disabled, unless you are um, elderly, because Social Security goes so far. I think it just needs to be revamped, not totally remove, but
Right.
just revamp. Sit people, the higher ups, put your heads together and see how you can make this work for a population of people who don't have the college degrees, who don't have the six-figure salaries, but are making $20,000 or less a year. Because people don't think that people make that kind of money. And it's like, oh, you can make more by working more hours. And then you don't get to see your family, your kids don't get to see you. So, no, you can't have it both ways. So, by working with a certain set and sitting down together and make it for all. That's it. Just sit down, revamp it. And you said compassion and empathy. And when we don't have that, this is what happens. When we don't care about uh, everyone, we care about a certain group, but not everyone. This is what happens. The division happens. And I am praying, like truly praying that they can come together and do something about it, because it's going to be SNAP. And then what else is going to be? We already messing with the medical insurances and the co-pays. Like, what else can it be than housing? Because once we start taking away all the was on the I'm drawing a blank now. The hierarchy, the needs, our
Needs,
needs, yes, our needs,
mhm.
yes. We food,
Basic
housing,
needs.
yeah, the basic needs. Yeah, Maslow said it. The basic needs. When we start removing those basic needs, what are we gonna have? So it truly is what's going on, what's really going on in this world. And as we mentioned, the loss or the pause, I wouldn't say the loss, but the pause in SNAP benefits and everybody's looking for food. Here we have that major hurricane in Jamaica, in Cuba. I can't remember where else it hit, but in Cuba,
Bahamas, yes.
especially in where else did it
Bahamas.
hit? Bahamas.
Bahamas, yeah,
Bahamas.
Cuban.
Cuba and Jamaica. And my
And
heart is with
Haiti.
Jamaica and Haiti. My heart is with Jamaica because not only is my husband's home, but because I love the island outside of Barbados. Jamaica was the next place I visited a lot. And just seeing the heartbreak, it's just unbelievable, the despair and everything else that these people are going through.
Right.
And it breaks my heart that I see on social media the the visitors, I should say, the visitors, and a select set of visitors are talking
Yeah.
about not getting customer service and the gourmet meals that they were promised or was in the package. And it just breaks my
Spoiled.
heart to see that
Spoiled.
Yeah.
a
Mhm.
set of people would think this way when you could have died.
Right. That's a
Yeah.
fact. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Glenda, I mean, you're in Barbados, and I'm sure that the news you see more the news than we do because we get snippets of what they want to show us. But in the
Mhm.
islands, I know we are seeing maybe 24/7 of what's going on. But how
Yeah.
do you feel about seeing all that?
I mean, when I saw that clip, I could not believe it because all I was thinking is some of those workers who were forced to remain at that hotel during the hurricane probably are going home to nothing.
Right.
And that's exactly what you hearing the stories now. Their homes are gone. They
Yeah,
have nothing, and you are complaining because you didn't get a 4-course dinner,
yeah,
or because it's an all inclusive, and they had to make do with
what they
some.
have.
And that again, that lack of empathy,
Yes.
that feeling of entitlement.
Yeah, yeah, yes. I could not help but shed some tears for some people that I saw that lost everything, especially the elderly. And I
Yes.
said, I thank God that some 87 years old, 92 years old, and you survived. Your roof got blown off. You were
Yes.
in bed
Yeah.
and you were spared by God Almighty, and you walked away from this. And now you're reaching out for your family here in America, but you are alive. And that's what I'm seeing from the generational, that generation, that they're so grateful and thankful to be alive. I
Yes.
saw families just make shift. We're gonna put part of the roof over a dresser,
Mhm.
and we're gonna wait till help gets here because most of those people are cut off from vehicles coming in.
Coming in.
Right.
So I'm praying every day that the help that arrived in Jamaica, because we saw Canada, Mexico, like this is the world that we want to see when there's a
Yes.
disaster, everybody come together
Right.
and just go help. This is the world, this is the way the world is supposed to be, where we all come together and be service to one another.
Right.
But we're in this world where everybody wants to separate and cause wars. No, when there's a disaster, we come together for mankind, just for the sake of mankind, and help each other. Yeah,
Amen.
there's gonna be a few. Yeah, there's gonna be a few that's gonna take all the food and try to sell it or find a way to get money. But with that small group, a bigger group is doing better. A
Yes.
bigger group is doing better.
It's true.
So yeah,
I
that's my
appreciate
little spiel.
that. No, no, no. I appreciate it. And as we all said, we got to show empathy for one another. We've got to come together and be able to say, okay, how do we survive together? But not just surviving, thriving, right?
Yes.
Because just because they want to believe that we're not going to make it to the other side. We've been through hard times. We've ridden on the struggle bus before, so we know
That's
when
it.
to get off. We know who else to say, "Come on over here," and then
Mhm.
their thought.
Amen.
It being a struggle bus, now it is a party bus because we all here working together in community. I love that. And so, as you were mentioning, Rhonda, about the devastation that hit so many places with Jamaica and Bahamas and Cuba and so many other places that some we're talking about, some made mainstream media and some
Yes.
we don't even know, how many people are checking in with their loved ones. And so I just appreciate the fact that, we have people that we know internationally. And for those of us who understand, that level of empathy that we get to have, not only are we looking to send thoughts and prayers, but we're also trying to figure out how we can support. And so, one of the things for those of you that are looking for ways, stay tuned to our pages. We are in connection with some of our sisters and brothers that are in different parts of the country. Who are looking to send support over to Jamaica, but not just a random send $10 somewhere and we don't know where it is. We are
Mhm.
literally looking to connect with those who have folks with boots on the ground. Y'all been
Right.
doing the dance in your churches and in the clubs. Now it's actually time to do this for real, right? And so
Yes.
as we look to come together, stay tuned to our social media pages. We are I just had a chat today with Jacinth to hear about some efforts that she's looking to put together with some folks
Yes.
and to have drop off locations so that items can be sent over, right? Not just money,
Yes.
but items can be
Items.
to truly help our brothers and sisters to recover, because we're grateful for as many that were safe, the loss of life, or whether you knew folks or not. At least we know that any items that were damaged, we can replace those, we can repair those. We're gonna get some of those YouTubes out there and literally get those hammers and get some power tools and some wood and rebuild. So we're grateful for that opportunity to have these connections. So stay tuned for all of that there. So listen, um, it's about time. I think
For the
I'm gonna
cake.
end it's time for the cake. It is. It's
Yeah.
time for the cake. It's
We
time for
like
the
to eat.
it's time for the cake.
It's time for the
Listen,
cake.
it is so Dr. Glenda, this is her first time here, and so she doesn't know what the cake
Yes.
is. So we're gonna introduce the cake, right? So Tilted is off gallivanting somewhere. I don't know. I'm gonna talk about it because I'm just
Uh-huh.
that's what I do. That's what friends are for. Anyway, listen. So now it's time that we are going into one of the segments that I look forward to giving to you. You all look forward to receiving it. So we're gonna get right into it. What is it? Well, it is your reflections of purpose. And so Karen Sims Harrell, y'all know me, Coach Cash, and I always come with the title. And today's title is Be Humane. Be humane. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. You know, I try to give you reflections of your purpose, meaning something to think about. What is it that we can do in the world to make it better? You know, the flowers are not here just for a fashion statement. I chuckled because somebody asked me, do the flowers mean that you're single? No, the flower means I'm my own sunshine first. That's what it means. I'm going to be the thermostat and be the weather person in my own world. And so I want to remind you all that as we are out here and holiday times are about to come upon us, we've talked earlier about the seasonal depression that sometimes starts during this time when it gets darker earlier and we can't just go out and be in community as we usually are in the spring and summer months. Be humane, be loving and kind to one another. We're still in a very political charge season. And there's a lot of things that we disagree about. I don't agree with everything that you do, and you sure not going to, what are things that I let you know. You're probably not going to agree with everything that I say and do, but it does not mean that we can't love one another, that we can't find opportunity create community with one another. And so when I say be humane, I mean find a way to love on some more humans outside of you and your household only. Why is it important? Because we don't know what everybody is going through. Many of us that are on in this studio right now are employed, but we know of people who not only are not employed, right? They also don't have a strategy or plan on when the next meal is coming, where the next meal is coming from, and where the income will happen. And the reason why we want to remind you to be humane is because when folks get an issue with financial struggles and they have not been equipped on how to overcome that obstacle, sometimes the things that we maybe call stinking thinking, or we think like, I don't want it to be that way. That's when the thievery comes. That's when the robbing comes. That's when the survival tactics come in a way that maybe we are not ready for. And so I'm reminding you, be humane, be kind, show some love to somebody, show that the best of our world is still here, right? And we still get to show love, to share community, share space, and create a better world and better environments for everybody that comes alongside us. Be humane, y'all. That's what it is. So appreciate you all for sharing this time with us. And so, Rhonda, as I
Yep.
put this back to both you and Dr. Glenda, you know, we normally have our Just Be
I'll
segment
just I'll
right
wrap up
after
something.
this. So I got to point it back to you, Royal Rhonda, and ask,
Yes.
what is your Just Be that you want to share tonight?
Well, my just be is based upon our topic tonight, that purpose, and getting some little tidbits when Dr. Glenda was talking. I get that that purpose is that quiet voice, and it
Yes.
reminds us of who we are. And then it's that bold force that pushes us to become who we are. And you said the purpose does not have to be loud or grand. And my part is it has to be true.
That's it.
We
That's
have to walk in it, we have to trust it, and it will guide us. So that is my mindful moment right now. The just be, to me, it's my mindful moment. It's just to remember that even though it's that quiet voice, eventually it gets loud. And when it gets loud, that is where you are, where you're meant to be.
that's it.
So I want to thank you so much, sis, Dr. Glenda Niles. It has been a pleasure just being here with you tonight and seeing how far you have come. And I get to witness that, and I get to read this book and unleashing your purpose, a journey to living a fulfilling life. And thank you so much for this resource. And that's it for me. Just be is the purpose that we are all supposed to be living right now in this lifetime.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Dr. Glenda, I'm going to turn it over to you. I know for Rhonda, these were her mindful moments. With that term, just be, what do you want to add on to that?
I just want to add, be intentional. In other words, choose to live. Choose to live. Don't just let life happen.
Mm.
Yes.
Choose to live.
Yes.
It has been such a joy and a pleasure spending time and space with you, Dr. Glenda. Thank you so much for saying yes. I don't think it took too much arm twisting to get you over here. So
No.
I appreciate you saying yes and spending this time with us and with our community. We look forward to continuing to see all of the great, wonderful work that you do. Listen, for all of you, you've heard already, you can reach Dr. Glenda on Instagram. You'll see her on these pages as we share more about the book and the journey and the impact that's going to happen there, and even the additional additions of the Unleashing Your Purpose as it comes into written format, but you can get it today in a Kindle format. That means that you could travel with it, right? You don't have to leave home without it. And so we are so excited that you were able to join us. We hope that you heard something that blessed you. And listen, until next time, we will be right back at you next week. So for all our replay viewers, thank you for pressing play. Thank you for getting all the way to this end here. We thank you for our show supporters and sponsors. If you are looking for advertising opportunities, reach out to any of us and we'll make sure that we get you the details for how you can advertise on this show as we continue to expand, continue to grow. Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. We will see you again real soon. So happy to spend time with my birthday twin, Rhonda Thomas Booth, my BB Mind Over Matter. We just love spending time together. And so this is a sisterhood and friendship. I'm so happy to meet your true sister, Dr. Glenda Niles, and you all who have spent time together and shared. And I saw Seabird in the comments. You know, we don't always see Seabird in the comments. So I'm
right.
So all of the laughs, all of the joy tsunami. Until next time, to all of our viewers and listeners, we love you. We thank you. Live out loud on purpose. Peace.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
She wakes up early every morning just to do her hair now because she cares, y'all.
Fashion killer.
Early I wouldn't be right.
Yeah, showing up, big vibe. Showing up. New York, stand up, stand.
Certified fashion killer. Fashion killer.
Fashion killer.
It's 7 p.m. Friday, my natural glorilla. Feel bossed up when I wake up. No heartbreak just to make up. I'm in my duffel, time to get this cake up. Like a type of foundation can't make us. Stay on your own path, it's a one-way. Only U-turns get made on the runway. No talking fly unless the plane's on runways. I got big dreams to chase and never run away.
As she stands there singing,
If you got big dreams, chase them, never run away.
as she stands there singing,
Back it up, back it up. Slide through, they start acting up. Walk, stop, pose, vogue. Eat your heart out, snack it up. Get your money, stack it up.
Run it up, run it
Stack it up. Slow motion versus no motion. You still not moving fast enough. Certified fashion killer. Fashion killer. It's 7 p.m. Friday, my natural glorilla. Feel bossed up when I wake up. No heartbreak just to make up. I'm in my duffel, time to get this cake up. Like a type of foundation can't make up. Tags get popped, they supposed to. Big bags when I shop, I could coach you. Moving silence, a boss, not boastful. Watch them raise up a glass when they toast you. Can you help me? I'm too drip right now to take a selfie. Catch the whole fit, my aura healthy. I'm not trying to get rich, let's be wealthy. Let's be wealthy. Back it up, back it up. Slide through, they start acting up. Walk, stop, pose, vogue. Eat your heart out, snack it up. Get your money, stack it up.
singing for my
Stack it up. Slow motion versus no motion. You still not moving fast enough. Certified fashion killer. Fashion killer. It's 7 p.m. Friday, my natural glorilla. Feel bossed up when I wake up. No heartbreak just to make up. I'm in my duffel, time to get this cake up. Like a type of foundation can't make up.
Like a type of foundation can't make up. Like a type of foundation can't make up. Fashion killer.
Can't make it up. Can't make it up. Like a type of foundation can't make up. Like a type of foundation can't make up.